Hi, we are switching the topic today from infertility and IVF to talking about thyroid disease. It is January, and that means it is Thyroid Awareness Month, and we are raising awareness for every thyroid condition. I myself have Hashimoto's, so I thought it would be fun to make this little video on 5 things not to say to someone who's suffering with thyroid disease. So let's get into it. Number 5, I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Number 5, you are just depressed. While those with thyroid conditions can suffer from clinical depression, things like maybe not being on the right dose of medication, maybe just your thyroid levels being off that day, can mimic signs of depression. So yeah, us thyroid patients don't want to hear maybe you're just depressed, because that feels like you're dismissing how we're feeling, and we know our bodies and we know that there's something deeper going on. So, and we feel like people just saying that maybe just don't really care. Yeah, so please, if you have someone suffering with a thyroid condition, use compassion and try to understand them. And sometimes we just want a shoulder to cry on. We just want to be heard. We don't want to be dismissed and made to feel like nobody cares. So yeah, please be kind. All right, number 4. I know someone else with the same condition and they're fine. So you should be fine too. This one irritates me. I mean, there's a lot of them that irritate me, but this one is at the top. I think most people forget that nothing is a one-size-fits-all, and what works for one person may not work for another. So, and again, just tell someone, I know someone with the same disease, so you should get over it. You'll be fine, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's kind of dismissing how they feel, and it's kind of like saying, I don't care. And like I said, you know, nothing's a one-size-fits-all. While maybe that person has found what works for them and is making them feel better and feeling human, maybe I'm still searching for that thing that's gonna help me live a productive life. And to dismiss how someone's feeling, it hurts. So again, please be kind and compassionate with someone fighting thyroid disease. Yeah, okay. Number 3, it's all in your head. Like I said, again, we know our body's best, and when we feel like there's something off, we don't want to be told we're making it up. It's not what we think. It's frustrating, like when we don't feel understood, because there's days where we feel like we have all the energy in the world, and then the next day we can feel fatigued and have brain fog, and just like, you know, we're coming down with something is the best way I want to describe it. Because there's days where, you know, taking a shower or cooking, cleaning can be challenging. Yeah, so, you know, we don't love to be told, you know, it's in your head. All right, so number 3, I am tired too. While most people yes, work a long day's work and come home and they're tired, and I get that. And I don't want to dismiss, them working a long, hard day, to provide for their families and stuff. I've been there. I've worked long hours or, come home and felt tired. And I wouldn't want someone to say, well, you know, I'm tired too, so get over it, kind of thing. But with thyroid tired, it's different. It's like, the best way I like to describe thyroid fatigue, is walking around with weights on you all day, trying to get up with those weights, trying to clean, cook, take a shower with those weights on. It's challenging. And also when it's paired with brain fog, it can be really challenging. And I like to describe my brain fog as my brain gears moving in like molasses or mud, and sometimes I like to use, if it's really a really bad foggy headed day, I like to say I'm running on both of them, mud and molasses. Because it's just like, even I just thought of another analogy this morning. It's like, you have a little guy in your brain riding a bike, and, when you're having a good day, he's like pedaling effortlessly. And when you're having a brain foggy day, he's trying to pedal in this, like, maybe the chains are rusty, or he's trying to pedal the bike through mud and muck, So, like, some days you feel like if someone asks your name, you're like gonna be like paused for a minute and like, what is my name? Like, you don't have that mental clarity. So yeah, thyroid fatigue is different than working a full day's job. I used to work nights at one job, and I came home maybe at 9:30, 10, so it was late in the evening. Even though I was tired from like working, and I worked in a dish room, so it got steamy. You were walking around putting dishes away, and you're up. We had a break for lunch or dinner or whatever. But like, you were constantly up and moving. And yes, I would come home tired, but I also had energy at the same time, if that makes sense. I guess feeling like I maybe exercised all day. Or not all day, just a couple hours, and you got a good workout in, and you're like that tired, but you also feel energetic at the same time. Yeah. And speaking of gym and working out, here's a good story. I would go to the gym and work out, and I loved working out. I loved trying to get my body, back in balance and healthy. And I was excited to, I loved going on the treadmill. I loved the elliptical. But every time I would get off of them, I would feel dizzy. My heart would be racing. Sometimes I would get fatigued really fast. And you would think this was like, oh, you're just like, maybe you're going for the first couple of weeks and your body's just got to get used to it. No, my body didn't get used to it. Months in, every day, every time I went, it felt like it was the first time I was going to the gym and starting my workout journey. That's what thyroid fatigue does. And maybe I wasn't on the right level of medication. There's all these little aspects that make, working out in daily life for thyroid patients challenging. So again, please, if someone in your family is suffering with thyroid disease, again, compassion, understanding, just an ear to listen to, you know? We don't want to hear all the solutions like, oh, maybe you should do this or do that, or it's in your head, or maybe you're just depressed, or, you know, we don't want to hear that. Sometimes we just want to be heard and we want to vent. Because living with thyroid disease is challenging. It's not just take a pill and you'll feel better. There's a lot of adjusting of medication, and if you're not on that right level of medication, things can be challenging and you feel unwell. So yeah, please hold that compassion for people. Number 1, and this kind of goes with some of what I was saying in the last one, just get up and move. Like I said, well, if we had the energy, we would be getting up and moving. When I was working, I would come home sometimes and I was so tired from the day's work that I could hardly walk up the stairs to our apartment. And I remember sitting on the end of the stairs one day just crying because, you know, I didn't have the energy to get up the stairs. And I know I had to do something, so I actually quit my job. Went back to the one I loved for a little bit. I didn't stay at that one because that one was seasonal, so I had to get another one, and that one was just draining. And the one I had quit, lost my train of thought here. Yeah, the one I had quit while I was working there, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I think the stress of that job brought it up to the surface. So I did stay there for a few years, and I wanted to quit earlier, but I didn't want to give up and give in. But to a certain point, I was like, I gotta look after me and my health. And so I did. I quit, and even though I didn't look after my health like I should have, I'm making those steps now. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Just get up and move. Yeah. Again, our fatigue and brain fog can make it challenging to move around. Like I said before, it feels like you're walking around with weights on. Sometimes I even want to describe it as maybe walking around magnetically drawn to the floor or the couch. Like you feel so heavy. And again, the brain fog, you know, it's just, sometimes you can't think clearly. Like I said, maybe someone asks you your name and you're like, I'm confused, you know? It's just an example. But yeah, you just so, and I hate using the word tired because it doesn't describe it enough. Like the fatigue and not being able to get up and move around. And, you know, sometimes I feel guilty. I've been made to feel guilty. Like, oh, you shouldn't be sitting on your butt while your husband is off making the money. Because I'm a housewife now and I don't work outside the house because of the fatigue and my thyroid challenges. And, you know, I don't think anybody understands what we go through. Like, you have your bad days. And like I said, if you haven't found that thing that's gonna make you feel like human and like you're living your life to your fullest, you're gonna have those bad days, and it's okay. I'm sick of feeling guilty, and I'm sick of feeling like I'm less than or lazy, because I have a legit reason for feeling the way I feel. Our thyroid runs most, if not our whole body, and if your thyroid levels are off, of course you're gonna have a crappy day. Of course you're not gonna be able to, you know, have all the energy to clean the whole house, or, you know, cook dinner, or, you know, even take a shower. That can be challenging. And for me, I know it's just maybe the hot temperature. It reduces your blood pressure, so it relaxes you. For me, if I take a shower sometimes in the morning, I'm like, my energy level drops very quickly, and all I had planned for the day goes out the window because my energy level is 0. So yeah, so the just get up and move thing is irritating, because, you know, if I could do that, I would. And I want to get up and move. I want to do yoga. I want to clean the house. I want to take a shower without getting tired. You know, I'm a housewife. It's my job to clean the house and have it organized, and I feel like I can't do that job right because I'm just so tired and fatigued, and I want to sit down and cry and break down because, you know, I feel like people don't get it. Yeah. So that's the end of the video. I hope, if you're a thyroid sufferer, that this made you feel a little more understood and like you're not alone, and you're not the only one suffering. There are other people out there who are, and if people make you feel guilty, remember, you're practicing self-care. You're trying to get healthy. You're trying to, or you're feeling crappy, and you have the right to relax. You have the right to look after your well-being. And you may still be looking for that thing that's gonna help you live the best life possible. And if nobody gets that, oh well. You know why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And that's the only thing we can do. So if you're stressed out, please take that time for you. It's okay to sit down and watch TV, maybe read a book if you can. I know sometimes brain fog can make it difficult to concentrate on reading. But practice that self-care. Do something you enjoy. Because it's okay if you focus on your well-being and your health. And, you know, you're not alone. There's other people out there who understand. And if you're not a thyroid patient and you have someone in your life who is, and I hope this video made you understand a little better what they're going through. And I hope you can hold that compassion for them and maybe just be there for a shoulder to cry on. Maybe just let them vent. That's all we need sometimes, is just someone to vent to and get that stress out of our bodies, because we have our challenges. Thyroid disease is not simple. Our hormones fluctuate all the time. Our medications may not be working the way we want them to, and we have to adjust. And you know, we have bad days. Like I said, it's not as simple as take a pill and you'll feel better. So I hope you understand that a little better. Yeah. All right. Till next time. Bye.